At Explore Tulsa, we know it's important to be good to Mom this week. So we start the show with the guy to call when Mom's computer is on the blink.
Then the guy to keep her car tip-top.
Followed by pros moms are proud of.
Plus a new spin on taking Mom to dine out.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. We certainly hope all of our Explore Tulsa moms enjoy their special day this week.
Now, Mother's Day is one of those days when I wish I could be a mom.
But you're a dad, and you have your own special day coming up in June.
Yes, but on both of those holidays, dads pick up the tabs. Moms never have to.
I'm sure successful guys like Brandon Helsys don't have a problem treating both his parents.
Well, they did get him started in his computer repair business by getting him his very first computer.
It actually started out much like some of the big techie guys, you know, that start out of their garage. I actually started in a college dorm room. Ever since I was in 8th grade, I always wanted to be a graphic designer. So I thought I was going to go to school for graphic design. So I went to Rogers State and got an art degree and started doing that, and then realized I really didn't enjoy the process of learning new software all the time. I actually found a love for hardware, and so that's how I sort of fell into it. My parents donated their old computer to me going into college, and when it broke down, I tore it apart and figured out how to fix it, and that kind of got me started in it. So after that one phased out, I built another computer that was a liquid-cooled, top-of-the-line. I was the first person in Claremore to have a terabyte. Had 5 200 gig hard drives, 5 hard drives running together. Everyone joked about me turning on my computer, and when we would have the crazy power outages that Claremore is known for, they would just say that it was because I was turning on my computer. 2003, I started fixing computers, learning how to fix them on my own. Started tearing into them, I just enjoyed it. Next thing you know, people were bringing them to my dorm room, and I decided it probably was appropriate to start charging for it. Not to mention I was paying for my own college, so it was a good way to make a little extra cash. Started working for a lot of the people on campus, a lot of the staff, faculty, and eventually the president of the university hired me for a couple of jobs at his house. My junior year, I went full-time into the computer repair side of it, and was working a full 40 hours doing what I was doing, as well as working on campus and everything else I had to do to make ends meet before I just went straight into computer repair out of college. Well, we do basic desktop support, computer repair. We do a lot of custom building of computers for anything from architect to gamers to AutoCAD drafters, graphic designers, down to just, you know, apartment complex offices that need a basic office computer is a great example, you know, so anything from a $500 budget to a $5,000 budget, $10,000 budget, we can do any of that. I love getting to custom build for someone that wants a little bit higher end system than just my normal budget builds that I build for a lot of offices. Mainly because of how excited they are to get that system and what it can do. You know, just a couple weeks ago I put a computer together with a $1,000 video card, and it was top of the line, and I got to show them all the really cool features, and they were so excited about it. That right there is one of the things that gives me a lot of joy that I don't always get to do. You know, I probably build those budget builds 4 or 5 times a week, but about that once a month when I get the really cool ones, that gets me really excited. I got to build a computer for a geophysicist once that used the computer so that they could see into the ground and that sort of thing, and it was about a $10,000 rig. That was a lot of fun. I got to use the newest, latest processors, and we're talking $4,000 or $5,000 processors, and putting multiple ones, you know, in a computer like that was really, really neat. What set me apart was the fact that there was not a lot of techie guys that were really personable and easy to talk to. So that's why I got into these networking organizations, realized that I had that ability to actually communicate with people on a regular level, and you know, always say that I translate geek into English, because we are able to take techie talk but bring it down to a regular level. You know, my father was an auto mechanic, and he did the same thing. I don't know a whole lot about cars, But he did, and he would always dumb it down for me. And so that's the way I feel with computers, that you should be able to do that with people you're talking to and realize that they're not techie people, and there's no sense in making them feel stupid about not knowing about computers. It's perfectly okay. If they knew about computers, I wouldn't have a job.
That was pretty funny. And Brandon said he was the first person in Claremore to have a terabyte.
If you've got a computer that needs repairs, or you or your business are ready for a whole new system, Brandon is the guy, and you'll find him at helsys.net.
Hey, I also like the way that Brandon showed appreciation and respect to his dad in his work as a mechanic.
Sounds like Brandon's dad ran the same kind of shop that you'll find at the Tulsa Hills Christian Brothers Automotive.
Well, we'll find out next when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Our most beautiful 4K HDR TV. Easily manage your cables for even a clean rear look. It hangs flat on the wall, just like a piece of art. Yet its slimness creates astounding images. Experience new discoveries with Android TV by getting instant access to everything you need. Introducing the latest Sony 4K HDR TV.
Hello there, and thanks for staying with us for more Explore Tulsa. Now, Stevie, did you get that noise looked at? You know, the one that your car makes every time you start it?
You know, it's hard for me to find a mechanic that I feel isn't trying to stick his hand in my wallet more than under my hood.
Well, from what I hear, Russ and Debbie Knight run the kind of shop that always puts their customers first at Christian Brothers Automotive.
You think about a wrench being the most common iconic tool of an automotive technician. Today it's a computer, no question. Christian Brothers was started a little over 33 years ago in Houston. It was two men that met in a Bible study, which is where they came up with the name, and they wanted to provide honest and fair car repair. And so they said, well, what are we going to call it? I said, well, we're Christian Brothers. Let's call it Christian Brothers. My background has been in business, sales, different things, and job change. So I led a couple of job search ministries here in Tulsa for about 5 years before this as a volunteer. I felt like my experience with sales, with marketing, leading a team, and really building a culture of service, of serving customers, which is our great heart here, of just a desire to take great care of customers. My wife comes in from time to time to help with bills. She does provide a great counterbalance to me. I'm very much decision, action, let's move forward, let's do this. She's much more thoughtful, much more, let's listen, let's try to really get in the customer's shoes and think more about that perspective. You know, when the franchise home office decides that they're going to expand in a market, they really want to investigate and study the landscape. They want to study the area. And so they had pinpointed a couple of different places where they thought might be possible expansion. But when it came down to meet with the real estate person from Christian Brothers and said, hey, I want to talk to you about a couple of places. He said, where would you like to meet me for dinner that night? And we said, we want to meet here in Tulsa Hills because this is where we wanted to be. We felt like that there's a great opportunity here, and this is a great spot to be in. They also offer tremendous support to us as franchisees. In a lot of cases, they always say that it's really up to you to make this happen, and it is, there's no question. But they provide tremendous support and resources. But they really encourage us and enable us to be authentic to who we are and to our name. So the technicians that work for Christian Brothers, generally speaking, they have a tremendous investment in both education and in tools that in most cases customers that come to our counter don't really understand. So that we hire really top-notch guys that know what they're doing, that have most of the time that have strong certifications, and that we can really count on, that I don't have to worry about what's happening out here in the shop. I can trust them with what's going on and know that I can focus on the business end of operation. I've learned a lot about automotive repair for sure, but one of the things that I really enjoy most is being able to take care of customers and serve them. My job, I feel like, is to just kind of be a catalyst to make things happen. So we have a free courtesy shuttle where we can just take people where they need to go, pick them up. One time last summer we had a lady that came in and she had bought some trees next door at Lowe's. And so she drove a little coupe, sporty Toyota thing, and so she needed some help. She was going to need help anyway, but it worked out that we took 2 trips to Sapulpa to deliver her trees. So we like to do whatever it takes to just to make customers happy.
Russ is such a great guy, and he's very sincere when he tells you that his prime objective in his business is to be honest and fair.
If you're looking for a great tech for your car, visit cbacity.com to find Russ or the Christian Brothers Automotive nearest you.
Having his shop at Tulsa Hills gives him some real street cred.
I know you're trying to be cool and all, but you do realize that Street Cred is an event that the Tulsa Young Professionals put on each year, right?
Of course, I was actually thinking we'd take a look at it next when we come back with more Explore Tulsa. We can look at it, right?
John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
There's no denying it. Each week on Explore Tulsa, it's easy to see that there's a real movement happening in this town of ours.
And it's all because of groups like the Tulsa Young Professionals, who are giving of their time to show us all how much fun T-Town can be.
Leave it to them youngins to figure out how to make work fun.
Germans know 2 things. They know the Autobahn and they know Route 66. They come every summer, they rent Harleys in Chicago, and they drive this way. But they're often bypassing Tulsa. They might stop at the Blue Whale in Catoosa, maybe stop a little bit at the Hard Rock Hotel, which is great. But then they sort of, because they don't realize there's some really cool stuff happening in Tulsa. And for Tulsa, we are where East meets West. It is because of the old 11th Street Bridge that was the first concrete and steel reinforced bridge that crossed the Arkansas. That is the reason that Route 66 even came to Tulsa.
We have a big asset in Tulsa, that is Route 66, and that's going on around 11th Street of Tulsa. So each year, Typros asks different communities to get together and make an application for the Street Cred event, and communities will come up with their ideas. Then the last year we had a community redevelopment at the 61st and Peoria, which is perceived as people don't want to go there, so we thought like, how can we get together the community? So that was the focus of that year. So this year's main focus for Street Cred is the transportation. In the past, Route 66 was perceived as a mode of going from one place to another in your automobile. But we want to showcase in the future, people can use Route 66 as you can use any mode of your choice.
There's a huge trend nationally for cities to incorporate more than just your personal automobile for every trip you have to make. We're wanting to show how this corridor can really tie in together the personal automobile, but also show aspects of bus rapid transit, walkability, and protected bike lanes.
We're having a lot of interest from the younger people now, the 20s and 30-somethings, who didn't know the television show Route 66, who didn't know really James Dean, except in history books or, YouTube videos or things like that. And so for them, though, it's like, well, this is really cool. This is different. This is, we're exploring it now for the first time and finding something new and exciting about it. And that is that everything old is new again. This historic structure and all of it, the historic iconic motels and the Blue Whale and Will Rogers and all of that is people are learning about it in a whole new way.
I think people are just interested in learning more about their city and in being able to visit a part of the city that they may have never been to. And so we try to offer a wide variety of activities that will be of interest to families.
Then there will be a bus going on every 15 minutes, so you can see how after the vision money goes into action, how it will look like in the future of Tulsa, that bus service really quickly, so you don't need to wait for a bus. This place will be a Route 66 museum, a future and a past. So we want to start with the past. We are partnering with Ken Busby and the City of Sand Springs Museum to get some past memorables from the Route 66, how it was in the before.
For Street Cred, we were really happy they reached out to us. So we're bringing in some memorabilia from the Cars movies, because as a lot of viewers may know, Michael Wallace, who's a local historian and author, has done so much to revitalize interest in Route 66. He's also the voice of the sheriff in the original Cars. Cars 3 is going to be shooting later this year and be released in 2017, and he's returning as the voice of the High Sheriff. So he's very excited about that.
We were really excited when we did Pearl District first Street Cred, and now we are seeing them after 6 years that it's already been a happening neighborhood. So it feels really great to see what we did that time and what it's become in the future. So we want to see the Route 66 will be like the same corridor with the multimodal transportation experiment, and people will come and see this, all the neighboring businesses, and they will enjoy communities.
This event is great though, because it's highlighting a really significant portion of 11th Street, one of the original alignments of Route 66, and is really allowing us to showcase what can be done to revitalize an area. And I love what Typros is doing with all their Street Cred projects. And then, but then specifically for Route 66, it's like, oh wow, there's this much already happening. Look what else we can be doing.
There's certainly some exciting things to look forward to on Route 66. I think that's where I'm going to get my kicks, Trish.
Well, good for you, Stevie. If you're interested in learning how to become a part of Tulsa Young Professionals, visit typros.org to find more.
I think I'm going to start a new group of professionals for people over 40. I'm going to call it Try Old. Gray is the new green, Trish. First meeting, we're going to hold it at the food trucks, because I'm hungry.
Then we'd better call on Tulsa food truck Stephanie Lewis for the best trucks to eat at when Explore Tulsa continues.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way, because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I got to tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
For over 33 years, Video Revolution has been Tulsa's headquarters for all the best name brands of cutting-edge electronics. The experts at Video Revolution can put it all together for that ultimate home theater experience. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis for Tulsa's best team of qualified sales, service, and installation technicians.
Hi again. Now, Trish, you know we are under federal obligation to give our audience a warning here.
A warning? What do you mean a warning?
There is a chance that what you are about to see could cause you to want to take immediate action.
What are you talking about? Our next segment is about food trucks with Stephanie Lewis.
Now you did it. Look, they're all getting up to find the nearest food truck and get something to eat.
I used to travel a lot for business, and there was always food trucks in major areas, major cities that I was in. And food trucks were a big deal a long time before here, of course. But you know, they just had the best street food all over. We have some of the best chefs in our food trucks. We have chefs from Le Cordon Bleu, Culinary Institute, you know, trained all the way down to people that just love food. And every one of the food truck owners are so passionate about the food that they're serving. And on a food truck, the menu can be changed. And maybe not daily or weekly, but they can change it seasonally very quickly. And if they have to improvise and do something else, you know, because something didn't show up in a shipment, they can do that very quickly. Okay, so what attracted me to food trucks was about 6 years ago, I was heavily involved with the local food movement. And so I would go in and talk to the business owners and promote the restaurants. And then the food truck scene kind of came around here, and it just started exploding, but nobody could find the food trucks. And so I said, well, you know, how come nobody started a Facebook page? So then I did. What I was originally doing was posting for the food trucks, and because there was only a few at the time. And so I would go in and either go to their trucks and take pictures of the food because I thought they were so great. And then I would post about it and tell everybody where they were at. And it just kind of bloomed into that. You know, there started being a lot more food trucks, and I just always wanted to promote locally owned businesses and help them as much as possible as a citizen of Tulsa that likes to eat and keep my restaurants alive and the food trucks alive. It's like you get to know the owner of the food truck or the people that work there very, you know, hands-on, you know, because they're right there in front of you. And so you build a relationship, I think, with food truck people quicker because everyone there has something in common. You're all there for that street food. You know, it's just about the passion. When you have a chef in front of you that's making lumpias or, I don't know, kimchi burritos or anything like that, it's just, or barbecue, if they really love their food, they're just like all about it. And you see it in their face. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna see them, they're like, don't talk to me, you know, something like that. But most of the time, it's just, I don't know, they all have special personalities because these people have put this is their life. This is their livelihood. This is how they make their money. Most of them do not have another job to go to. This is it. They've put everything and banked it all on that truck. So they want to make the customer happy and they want them to come back. And I don't know if it's a show so much. It's just, you know, anybody that loves food, you want to watch people cook, you know, and you can kind of see it in the background on a food truck, so. Food is passion, and people can, you know, they instantly have that in common when they go to a food truck.
Let's hurry this up, Trish, because after seeing all those good eats, I'm really needing some food.
Food trucks continue to grow popular all over Green Country. And to learn more about the food and the folks that run them, turn to Stephanie's Facebook page, Tulsa Food Trucks.
That's what we need, an Explore Tulsa food truck.
And exactly how do you see this partnership working out?
I'll do the driving, the eating, the talking, and you'll do the cooking and cleaning.
While we go over our team duties, stick around. We'll be back with more Explore Tulsa.
You're right. I may not want to eat your cookie.
Ever since the first movie theaters opened in the early 1900s, man has been trying everything to bring that same experience home to enjoy with their families. And for more than 30 years, Video Revolution and their home entertainment experts have been making those dreams come true by designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use. From 1080p LEDs to the brand new Sony 4K flat panel TVs, or come in to see the latest in sound bars and surround sound setups. Always the top name brands are found at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to your business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. No matter what technology the future holds, you can count on Video Revolution to be leading the way. Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge electronics. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis. Have you outgrown your home entertainment system? Then it's time to step up with Video Revolution and Sony for the ultimate 4K home theater experience. Size does matter when it comes to the quality and enjoyment that you get from a home entertainment system. Engineered by the experts at Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Be sure and join us next week when we meet famed Tulsa artist Ron Fleming and get a tour of his historic manor.
Special thanks to Brandon Helsys for telling us his story on how he got started in the high-tech world with Helsys Technologies.
Thanks too to Russ and Debbie Knight for bringing Christian Brothers Automotive to Tulsa Hills. And thanks to the Typros team for bringing us Tulsa Street Cred and other events to T-Town.
Also thanks to Stephanie Lewis for letting us in on all the good eats with Tulsa Food Trucks on Facebook.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Home with a two-pair deal starting at just $99 with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.